Hello everyone. Now we are going to add fractions, and we're going to start with the easy additions, which are fractions that have the same denominator. Okay? So I want to show you this visually using these drawings here. Let's do letter A first. It says 1/3 plus 1/3. Now notice the denominator is a 3. So that denominator tells me that my figure will be broken into thirds or into 3 parts. 1/3 would be 1 out of 3. This shaded area here, that represents 1/3. Now if I'm adding one more 1/3, then I shade another third of the figure. Now you can see by the figure that this is a total of 2/3. So 1/3 plus another third would give you a total of 2 out of 3. So when we add fractions with like denominators, we add the numerators and the denominator remains the same. Do not add the denominators. A lot of students will make the mistake of having 1/3 plus 1/3, and they will add 1 plus 1 in the numerator and get 2, and then they will add 3 plus 3 and get 6. And that is wrong. Do not add the denominators when you're adding fractions, because you can see here visually that this is not 2 out of 6. This is 2 out of 3. Let's do another example. Here I have 1/6. 1/6, if I shade it in here, this is 1 out of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've broken this rectangle into 6 pieces. So I shade 1 out of 6, and I'm going to add 2 out of 6. So 2 out of 6 would be to shade 2 more pieces out of the 6. Okay, so here I have 1/6, and another 6 would make 2 out of 6, plus the 1/6 I have shaded already. This is a total of 3/6. So the addition of 1/6 plus 2/6 is plainly adding the numerators together. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And then I keep the denominator as 6. Now, this problem in particular does not end here, because 3/6 I can reduce or simplify to lowest terms, and you've already learned how to do this in the previous videos. What do we do to simplify this? What we do is we look for a common factor between 3 and 6. Now we can make a list of all the factors of 3 and a list of all the factors of 6, and then circle all of the common factors. And out of all the common factors that we circle, we can choose the largest or the greatest common factor. You can also try and do this in your head. Think of the factors of 3, 1 and 3. Think of the factors of 6. I can think of 2 times 3. Both of these pairs that I chose as factors both have a common factor of 3. So I can divide the numerator by the common factor and the denominator by the common factor of 3. And this will become 3 divided by 3, 1, and 6 divided by 3, 2. So 1/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 3/6, which is equal to 1/2. And if you look at the figure, it is a half of the figure. You see that? 3 out of 6 is the same thing as 1/2. If I cut this into 2 pieces instead of in 6 pieces, this would be half of the figure, and I would indicate half by shading half of the figure. You see that? So this is why this is equivalent, 3/6 to a half. Now I want you to practice problem C and D. I want you to add 1/4 plus 1/4, and I want you to draw a picture in your notebook depicting this problem, and I also want you to add 2/5 plus 1/5 and draw a picture to see what you get. Okay? And then when you do that, come back for the answer. So hit pause and then come and check. Okay, for this problem, you should have gotten 2 out of 4, which you can reduce by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2 and getting 1/2. And for this one, you should have gotten 3 out of 5, which does not reduce any further. If you drew a picture for this, then you should have gotten something like this. I'm going to draw a rectangle here, and I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. I'm going to try my best to make them equally spaced. There's 1. There's another one and another one here. There are your 4 pieces. So 1 out of 4, that means I would shade in 1 out of 4. Whoops, sorry for that. 1 out of 4 plus another 1/4, that makes 2 out of 4. But notice that this also makes a half, because this is, if I shaded in another color here, this whole thing that I shaded is really half of the figure. Now let's do a drawing for this one. Let's cut this piece into 5ths. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, and these aren't evenly spaced, so I'm sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 would be shading in 2 pieces of the 5 pieces, and then 1 more out of 5, right? I'm adding 1 more out of 5. There it is. So that equals 3 out of 5 in total. So this is what you should have gotten. On our next video, we're going to add fractions that have different denominators. So I'll see you in the next video.